Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin continues to play out its sort of our primary expectation. We've made that new low that we've been waiting for. We've got into the 14 to 16k area. When you've watched this channel, you would have been warned, you would have been prepared for another Bitcoin low, because this has been the primary expectation. I think what surprised everybody though, including myself, was first of all how strong this sell-off was. Yeah, that's one point. And also, obviously, how many altcoins were affected. But still, we've come there. Nobody should have been surprised by another lower low of Bitcoin. Of course, what was surprising was the whole stuff around FTX, even though I did highlight it on the weekend as well. But nevertheless, the strength and the reasons why this all happened with surrounding FTX and Binance, that's obviously shocking. But let's take a look at the wave count here, because that's what you guys are all here. So my view is still that we are here in this fifth wave to the downside. I mean, this has been basically proven correct now that we have made a new low. But here the view was and is that this is a three-wave move to the downside. There are two possibilities still. One is the green wave count, which assumes that from the high at 25k, we came down all the way to around 18.5k in a wave A. We moved up in a B wave here to around 22.5k. And then we are coming down in a C wave, which is a 5-wave move. And in this 5-wave move, we had a wave 1 down already, back to around 18k. Then we moved up in a wave 2, that was the most recent spike. We're now coming down in wave 3, which makes sense because it's a very strong sell-off. A wave 3 is normally very strong. Then there should be another wave 4 and a wave 5 down, which means based on this count, we do expect one more low. And then we've got the red count, which is also quite plausible. Oh, I didn't want to do that. 1 second. Which is also quite plausible. The red count just changes where the ABCs are sitting and then leads to a different count overall. Here the wave A down to around 18k, a wave B to the upside, which was the most recent high, and then the wave C down, in which we currently are. To be honest, both are possible. Someone asked me, how can I tell which one is going to work out? I think you can't really. I think it's all about being ready. If anybody knew, we could all play it very, very nicely, but there is a lot of uncertainty in the space. I think the fact that we've made that new low as anticipated, hopefully was already proof of the hopefully quality of this TA, and just shows that Bitcoin's massive price action in the end did lead to another low, which again, just quality charts are and were so important. I mean, Ethereum still hasn't broken the $1,000 level, which was so critical. So again, Ethereum has held or did hold a higher low, Bitcoin didn't. So it's just sort of that, what many people didn't understand, that how can you be bullish on Ethereum and bearish on Bitcoin? Now again, just need to say there is no guarantee that Ethereum will rally from here in its wave 3, but it is the current situation is Bitcoin has made a new low and Ethereum hasn't. So yeah, there's a few more factors at play here, but this is what you sometimes see, what is often so hard to understand. But let's take a look at this wave. So we have 5 waves down. That's what I mentioned yesterday. We have in this red count, we could say this is complete. But there is no evidence. We are recovering, yes, but we were also massively oversold on the daily RSI. So not a surprise that we get some decent recovery. But today is CPI data release, so there will be much more uncertainty coming in. Well, after CPI, we have a bit of certainty maybe. But I think it will take a few days to really settle until, and when the dust has really settled, then we can really look at this properly again. But at the moment, it's a bit like, be prepared for all scenarios. I mean, Bitcoin could, as I said before, it could go down to 10k, it could even go down to 3k, but it's way too early to talk about that because we haven't broken key levels. We are still in the primary scenario until that gets close to invalidation, which would be if we get closer to the 14k level. Because then we need to look at a wider wave count, and we need to really consider that we get to the 10k level, which is the 88.7% FIB level of Bitcoin, right? Until that's the case, we shouldn't really scrap here the primary expectation. And there are two scenarios anyway, and one of them allows for one more low anyway, maybe into the region around 14K. But the red count is technically complete. Technically, this pattern is full. So we've got 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And the recovery now will be important. So the let me just see. So yeah. So the recovery will be important. The problem is now with this move down, first of all, what Bitcoin would need to do, it needs to go back above the 23.6% retrace. Disregard the green count, that's the other count. That's actually the green one is actually the primary one where I'm still waiting for one more low. We don't need to get it. Yeah, the pattern is full, as I said. But here in the wave 4 up and the wave 5 down, we could get another dip. But if it's the red count that's playing out, this pattern is already full. And we've got the 17K level here as well as a dotted line. That's not only the 23.6% retrace. This is also from the larger Bitcoin cycle, the 78.6% fib level, and a very, very relevant one. Because this is a very, very relevant fib level. Just a crucial one, really. And we're now retesting this from below and we got rejected already. So yeah, it could just all point to the green count at the moment. But if we get above the 17K level, that's already an additional, let's say, confirmation for a recovery. What we then need to do, we've got more resistance around 18.5K. And then around here, the wave 1 low around the let's say $19,200 level. But really, from a Fibonacci retracement point of view now, we would need to rally back above 20K to really get something more substantial in place here, a more substantial recovery and evidence that the bottom has been made. Of course, there is evidence beforehand. So one more piece of evidence would be that we can count 5 waves to the upside on the Bitcoin chart. And again, similar to what I said on the, let me see. So this allows us, I mean, this is only the 5-minute chart, but it allows us to count 5 waves up. It looks better on the ETH chart, I have to say that, but this could be a leading diagonal to the upside. So that tells me if we get rejected really here at the 17K level, and we could count this possibly as a wave 1 up, and then a wave 2 down needs to hold, let's say, the $15,900 level. Then we've got a possible 1-2 setup, and this could start to go up higher in a stronger recovery. At the moment, I'm rather looking at this only as a wave 4 correction as per the green count. This could also still move higher. So let's look at the invalidation point for a wave 4. I think that is very important. The invalidation point for a 4th wave, I mean, in this scenario, we've really only reached the minimum retracement. So it's actually the $18,600 level now, that we could get up to the 50% fib retracement. So getting above that is really a first very strong sign that we are in a more substantial recovery. So we've got the 18.6K level and then the 20K level. And it's all about, with how much risk are you comfortable. So for me at the moment, it's a very uncertain environment. I have started yesterday my DCA program again into Bitcoin. So dollar cost averaging, I did tell you a few times that I'm not really keen on dollar cost averaging until we make a new low. We've got that low now, so I've started that accumulation again with Bitcoin. So yeah, but it's about, I think at the moment, about avoiding leverage, because this could still drop lower. That's what I do. And just dollar cost averaging in lower volume or lower quantities until, not going all in or something, until we have a more confirmed bottom in place, right? And then, it's all about being a bit more aggressive maybe with scaling in. But yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. So could still go further into the region between 14 and 15K, as if we get rejected below here 18.6K. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.